friends, foes, those in between. Hello, Make or Be podcast. We're here. Let's shoot the shit, eh? You and me. Let's have a little talk, a little heart to heart, one on one. Maybe you're watching this in a big group and we're having like a TED Talk moment. I don't know. Who knows? Like 100 new subscribers since I'm gonna put my chair up a bit more. I look ridiculous. 100 new subscribers since the last video came out. Always so weird when the algorithm just picks up your video and lifts it into the ether, and then strangers come and check out your video, and then you become not strangers. It's great. I'm B. Hi. This is my podcast. Feeling scatterbrained, feeling a little zippy today, maybe? Feeling a little like, I don't know. I'm having a good day. I'm having a good day. This is my second time filming this because I caught a glimpse of like a gross thing. Like a gross art thing that like freaked me out, so I had to like restart. My girlfriend and I share a studio space, so the studio space is the second bedroom in our 2-bedroom that I actually use for work mostly, but it also holds my yarn. It's a tiny little room, and I looked at one of her art things and it was gross. I was like, oh god, I've lost my train of thought, and I was in the middle of my podcast, so I had to rejudge. So here we are again, redo it one more time. Welcome to the new people. I don't know how much you know about me, but I'm B, and I love doing this. It's actually B, like a bumblebee, and I'm coming to you from the northeast coast of North America, Canada, and a place called Chibuktuk, also known as Halifax. The lighting is going to be wonky. Someone on my last video was like, hey, your lighting's pretty weird. You should like get some better lights. And I'm like, babe, this is a hobby for me. No offense. Thanks for the comments. But this is a hobby for me and it's not a priority. This is fun. We're here to have fun. You're having fun. I'm having fun. And I guess for some people, fun is talking to yourself in your second bedroom studio space for 45 minutes. The lighting's gonna be weird today because it's a sun and cloud day and my lighting is my skylight. I live in an attic, so that's all the light you see is skylight light, and I'm sorry that it's weird, but it is what it is. Yeah, I am sipping on water with a lime. Water with a cucumber slice. Water with a lemon slice. I'm loving putting bits in my water these days. Makes it like juice. You can tell my mom was like really intense about not feeding me sugar because for me, water with a squeeze of lime is like really sweet. That's like juice for me. I remember I used to get orange juice, like I was allowed like this much orange juice or it diluted, or I was allowed orange juice with my greens powder. Terrible. But hey, I'm happy and healthy, so at the ripe age of 24 and 3/4. We are here with a long, maybe I'll jinx it now that I've said it, episode of the podcast, because I haven't been here in a minute, because I always take a long stretch of time in between my podcasts. It's been very busy. There's been heavy stuff in my family and heavy stuff in my work life, and I just have not been present enough to do this, to do my little song and dance for you. So, but now we're here, and I'm so happy we're here. I put my stage makeup on, which is just like 10% more blush than I normally do, and I put on some of my Lady Gaga branded lip gloss, and I'm like, wow, I feel amazing. And I've been doing so much. I've been a little fiber fiend, that's me spinning yarn. That was a demonstration. Yeah. What else have I been doing? I've been watching TV, watching Netflix. I don't have access to Netflix anymore because of the whole, I don't know if they did in your country, but in my country, they track IP addresses now, which is illegal. And they can tell where you are, and if you're not in the same city as the person who owns the account, you don't get to use it. So I'm on my parents' Netflix because I'm a mooch, but they take my Disney Plus, so it's a tit for tat, give and take, you know what I'm saying? But I was watching Netflix, can't watch it anymore. new season of Marvelous Miss Maisel on Prime. Loving that. Loving all of that. If you haven't watched Marvelous Miss Maisel, you should probably watch it. It's not perfect, but God, it's good. It's so good. So I've been watching that, and then I found out that Zoe still has Netflix despite being in the different cities with parents on her iPad for some reason. I don't know why. It's a glitch in the system. But I've been watching Shadow and Bone on that. Loved that. And I've been watching, I'm in the middle of Sweet Tooth, the new season, and it's so good, and I don't want it to end. I hate how there are only 10 episodes, but what you gonna do? And I'm watching Abbott Elementary. And I just finished the audiobook for Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. And that was... I find fiction to be so boring, or nonfiction. I know there's librarians that watch this. I'm so sorry. Whatever the fictional, it's fiction because fictional means not real. I'm not a big fiction person, but I loved Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, except for it's like a really easygoing, really interesting book, and then like a big heavy thing happens, and you're like, oh, come on, you ruined it for me. But I guess that's just how books work, you know? That's just how they're supposed to work. And everything can't be sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows all the time, despite me wanting it to be. I've been getting really into spring. I don't know about you, but wherever you are in the world, I know there's 1 or 2 Southern Hemisphere folks who are getting into winter. Or getting to fall, I guess. But I'm really into spring. We've been growing our plants. We've done our first seeds already, and I'm going to direct sow. After I film this, I'm going to go direct sow our first, like, direct sowables, like peas, and I think I'm going to do some kale, and I think if any frost happens, they'll be okay. We are on, we have a balcony that's, like, really high up because we're in an attic, and the wind can get pretty intense, but peas are typically okay until, like, by the time they're tall enough, it'll be warm enough for them to be okay. Yes, has there been blue in my hair since I saw you last? I don't know. But it's so long. I saw, you know how Instagram shows you things from before? So a year ago today, I cut my hair to match I was growing my undercut out, and it was right here. So it's right by my chin. And all that's grown in a year, so that's pretty exciting. I've always had long hair and bangs, so it's pretty weird. It was really weird to see you with short hair. I had short hair all last summer. It was so odd. But yeah, so I know you're very concerned about my hair growing out. So how about we just get into it? In this podcast, we do... things I've recently purchased, work in progress, and then finished objects, because I like to do like a grand finale. But there's a few things that are, like, I don't know where to put yarn that I've spun, because it's new in my stash, and it's not a finished object, but I guess it's a finished object. I don't know. They'll go in FOs. So, first and foremost, I will show you, oh, right behind me. So I've gotten really into spinning. I've gotten into spinning to the point where I am, like, hunting Facebook Marketplace for a spinning wheel. I want one so badly. But I picked up, we don't really have, or the one place that we do have for, that has, like, spinnable fiber is pretty far out from me, and they have different hours than my days off, so I had to go all the way to Ottawa, which is in the middle of Canada, to get this. These are merino braids. They're from, I think they're just like Ashford merino. I'm not 100% sure. But gosh, they're soft, and I like the slight heather to them. So I picked up those two, that one, and this one looks like an opal to me. Like, I guess a toned down opal, but an opal nonetheless. I have grand plans to make a summer secret crop with this. So, wish me luck. Wish me luck with that. I got 200 grams of this one, and I got 100 grams of this. So, yeah, I went to Ottawa to visit family. My cousin Mika is like this kick-ass dancer, and we got to watch her perform. So, did you know that dancing is like, it's like a whole thing? It's kind of like, I would equate it to hockey in how how expensive it is. She is like a really high level dancer, so she's doing 6 weekends in a row, as well as finishing grade 10. So she finishes school on Thursday and goes right to her dance competition that lasts until like 9 p.m. on Sunday. Girly Pop is putting the work in. So we went to see her perform, and it was very, very cool. See all these, it's easy to make fun of because it's teenagers dancing very seriously, but it's easy to make fun of in the sense that if you're not doing it, it doesn't feel as intense. But the amount of work these kids put into professional dancing, like the amount of hours, I think she trains like 40 hours a week. Like, oh my god, so much work. But it's so cool to see how good she was. So we went to see her dance competition, spent time with my family, because we haven't seen them in a while. They're supposed to come out for Christmas, but their flights got all messed up because of an ice storm in Ottawa, so I couldn't see them at Christmas, so we saw them now, and it was awesome. It was so cool. Her older sister, my cousin Sienna, is about to graduate high school, and they're just like, they're full people now, you know? Like, they were kids for so long, and I think people discount kids a lot. They don't, like, give them opportunities to speak for themselves, or they're not interested in in their hobbies and stuff, but it's really cool because, like, they're old enough now that they're kind of, like, undeniable. Like, you can't deny how awesome they are and, like, all the cool things you're gonna get up to. They both have little boyfriends. Like, oh, it's so nice to see. Like, it's just so nice to see people. It's nice to see your family grow up, you know? They're so cool. And I'm so proud of them. And also, it's so weird to see someone that looks like you, who's also, like, small and, like, looks a little different. You know? Like, the Campbell genes that we share are very strong. We all have the same eyes. Except we don't. It's just very cool. You have family, you know what I'm talking about. So I went to Ottawa and grabbed that at a spinning store, and I am desperate for a spinning wheel. I know it is just my impulsiveness that wants me to buy that right away, so I'm looking for secondhand. There's one off the coast of Vancouver, and I'm gonna go see my mom next week. I haven't been back to BC for almost a year. So I'm going to go back to visit her and my best friend Ella. Her birthday's coming up, and I gotta go see Bessie on her birthday. So yes, there's one that is on Vancouver Island that is a reasonable price. And if you see me next time with a spinning wheel, maybe I haven't, but also it's, you know, a reasonable price for a spinning wheel is still $400, which is totally out of my general budget. But the cool thing is, I think my friend Annabelle, they were talking about, yeah, it was Fair who said that the more you get into your hobby, it's better to go further up the supply chain because it's less expensive, and it takes more time and it's more enjoyable, and I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. So yes, I'm going up the supply chain, and I'm getting into spinning yarn, and eventually I will knit with that yarn. Actually, spoiler, I did knit with my own hands, but you're going to see that later. So I bought those. Yes, and spinning has been like, I feel like I'm like eating, breathing, like spinning. Oh my god, I'm loving it. And I find I'm attached to it in a way that I'm not with knitting. Like, I can put my knitting down, but spinning, it feels like I have to finish it for me to be able to let go. And it feels very compulsive almost, like I'm like forced to do this by like the evil spinning the lords above who are like, spin, spin. There's like someone's like casting a spell on me. There's a cauldron. They're like, ah yes, they will spin, blah blah blah. And I'm a little puppet saying, yes, I will spin. It feels like there's magical forces acting upon my desire to spin. That's how intense it is. Feels very dramatic. I'm very dramatic, so it is what it is. Okay, next thing I bought, because I haven't bought a lot of, I'm just going to show you, I'm not buying yarn, trying not to, not under a no buy ban, we talked about that before, but I'm not going out to buy yarn, because I have a lot, and I'm going through it, so cheers. I did get this at the thrift store. This is obviously hand dyed. It was in a cowl, and I frogged it and washed it. It was a 200 gram skein with no, either it was like spit spliced, or there's nothing, it was either spit spliced or there's no, oh my god, my brain, my god, there's no knots. One continuous massive cowl. And whenever I'm at the thrift store and I see a hand item, I want to vomit. I get so angry. Unless someone, you know, I have to choose to believe that someone donated their own items, but you know that most of the time it's people donating items they did not love enough. And this is clearly like hand-dyed yarn, like it's probably local. It looks a lot like the type of yarn that is sold at the farmer's market from the local sheep. So I had to reclaim it. I had to take it, wash it. I love when it's all like, it looks like ramen noodles, you know, you pull it out. And I'm going to reuse it. But yeah, I just wanted to share this because I just wanted to remind you that secondhand yarn is a viable option. And sometimes you score big. And you get a beautiful skein of local yarn that's hand-dyed for, I think it was $2. And it took about 20 minutes of my time to judge it, but it's been judged. She's been judged. And I think for me, secondhand yarn, I find like it doesn't feel, you don't get that, or maybe you do, you don't get that, it doesn't feel as special, but that's not true. It feels very special to me to be able to give a second life to something that someone else gave away. And I think I will love this yarn as much as the person who was given a gift that donated it. And yeah, that's that on that. Okay, next I want to show you is I put an order in with Common Threads Press, and it took so long to get here because I was an absolute boob and I put my wrong address into the shipment, so the person running it was kind enough to send it back to me. It was Common Threads Press is a independent press. They sell books and prints, and I was so, like, it was a treat for myself. I think I bought it in February, and I was having a really hard time with some stuff that is none of your business because we're not best friends. But I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a little treat. And I have a list of small businesses. I know that buying things for yourself is not a smart way to take care of your feelings. I completely understand that in my brain. In practice, I do it sometimes. Not often. I also go for walks. I also do my exercise, eat a good meal, you know, hug my loved ones, spend time with friends. But sometimes you want a little treat. And so I got a little treat. The first thing I bought was Many Hands Make a Quilt, Short Histories of Radical Quilting. And the back of it says, with the stitches of this quilt, we bind ourselves to the work of abolishing prisons and police. I love craftivism. I did a lot of papers in university on craftivism. My favorite one was titled Angry Women with Pointy Sticks. That was hilarious to me. But yes, so I'm excited. I'm about 2 pages into this. I haven't gotten very far. But I find I am doing a lot of travel the last couple of days, mostly just to spend time with family. My family is all across this country, and it's a big country. And I'm really prioritizing spending time with family these days. And so a little book, I find I won't read a big book on the plane, but I'll read a tiny one. So on my last trip to Ottawa, I brought Diasporic Threads, Black Women, Fibers, and Textiles. And so that's another one that I got. This one I'm about halfway through. I was really excited to see an artist from my province in here, which is really cool because I find when I go international, I'm always like shocked to find someone from Mi'kma'ki. I'm like, what are you? You're from Nova Scotia? That's wild. But yeah, so this one, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, would recommend to anybody. Also, the cover art is just so beautiful, so simple. So I grabbed that. And then they had a fundraiser print sale. So this one says Community, Power, Memory, and Hope. And that's a lovely print. That'll go up on my wall. I want to get frames for these ones. This one says Radical Quilts, Alternative Histories. And then this one is my favorite. It's just a lot of folks working on a quilt together. I got the shakes today. Those are those ones. And then I also got a coloring book. Lately, I've been really enjoying getting absolutely zooted from the green grass I love to zoot the green grass and color. I haven't done this one yet, but I will, obviously. Yeah. And I also got the ABC quilt book. I'm not sure where I put that, though, because my desk is a mess, and I didn't feel like cleaning it before this. I will be... Oh, power's going out. We're back, y'all. Oh. We're back. My camera died. So that's everything that I have. Those are the things you may see. Yeah, that's everything I have to show you. It's very good. Very good, very good. Next up is my works in progress. I am having a very James and Watts works in progress moment these days. I'm working on 2 James and Watts patterns, and I have swatched a third. And yeah, it's kind of all I want to work on. I kind of knew that was going to happen this year, but there's a lot of patterns that I've been building up towards. So the first thing is when I was away in Ottawa doing family time, I was able to get so this will be the back side of my my Beads of Joy top done. This is in Spin Cycle, dyed in the wool, dyed in the thin one, the sport weight one, ranunculus colorway. So that's that. It looks silly because it's not properly blocked yet, but it'll go here. It'll look really good. I'm pretty stoked on it, to be honest. I definitely went off book for some of my increases and decreases, and it definitely looks like it. So, not everyone's perfect, least of all me, and this will look really good when it's on my body, that's for sure. But this will be the back panel, definitely. And also because I don't feel the blues in this as much as I like the purples and the pinks and the yellows, and this is a big hunk of blue, so this will be the back, and that's okay. I have started the other side, but I only have a tiny little, the side right there. That's all I have done. Spin Cycle Yarns is a dream to work with. It is so fun. I had been hoping for it for such a long time. And then I learned about superwash wool. And I'm so bummed. I am bummed about superwash wool because no one told me. And I had to find out for myself. Do you know about superwash wool? Are you just some nice person who's just walking around and no one has told you? I'm so sorry to burst your bubble. This shit is so bad for the environment. And usually I am not, I have a degree in sustainability, which is environmentalism, discussing, like environmental, social, and economic sustainability. And so I have a full degree in this, okay? So just so you know. And just from a academic standpoint, this shit sucks. Superwash wool. What happens when superwash wool is made? This is do your own research. This is a very glazed over version of what it means. But essentially what happens is wool has scales. That's why it felts. It has ridges, and so when it's agitated and rubbed together, it attaches to one another. They get attached. And so when you put wool that gets hot, when it's hot and wet and it rubs together and it attaches, that's when felting happens. And so in order to make it possible to be washed in a washing machine, wool has to be descaled. And to do that, so many harsh chemicals are added to this product, and it's no longer compostable, which I think for me, if it was still compostable after this process, it wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that wool cannot be composted because of the chemicals that have been added to it and how it's been processed, that to me is the same as working with acrylic yarn. And why wouldn't you work with acrylic over superwash? I am not going to judge anybody for using superwash yarn, but I think we are so uneducated about it because dyers and suppliers are like, oh yeah, it's fine. I have a certified by this measure in this factory type of superwash. And some of them are much better than others. Like I believe GOTS, like GOTS, that standard is much better than superwash. But oh my god, guys, like look it up for yourself and like do your own research. I will not be buying superwash yarn at all anymore because of what I learned. And once again, like I still use one single-use plastics sometimes. Like I'm not like some like ride or die environmentalist. I really care about the environment. I just don't believe in individual action as much as I believe in systematic change. But like I guess by saying that I'm trying to prove is like I'm not a perfect person. I'm not advocating for you to be a perfect person either. But I am saying I was shocked to learn what I learned when I did research about superwash. And I will also warn you not to take information from dyers who use superwash yarn and are defending their choices, because you deserve unbiased information, just like we all do. Anyways, okay, so all I have to say, I cannot believe Spin Cycle is superwash. I was shocked to find out this like precious yarn that I've been coveting forever and ever, and that it looks beautiful and like so, it's so special. I can't believe what had happened. I can't believe that it was not compostable, terrible for the environment, and still so beautiful. So beautiful. If they come out with a non-superwash in the future, I will be all over that. But for now, I have to step back from Spin Cycle, and I'm so sad. And I won't be taking on any superwash yarns ever again. I'll be doing non-superwash from my stash from Yarn Out. My stash is full of superwash yarn. I'm gonna knit through it all. I'm not gonna throw it out, obviously. Shit's expensive. And I do like it a lot. There's, and there's benefits to superwash, like colors stay better because it's plastic. And you can wash it, which I never wash my knits at all anyways, but all that to be said, that's my rah-rah about that. This pattern, what can I tell you of the pattern? I think I've already chatted enough about it. I'm really excited to show you what it looks like when it's finished. I can't wait to wear it when it's done. I think it'll look lovely. And just follow the pattern properly, like unlike me. Be smarter than me. Do better. You can do better than me. I guarantee it. If you want more information on superwash wool, I'm actually not going to link anything because I think it's important to do it yourself and not take my information as 100% fact because I think we all deserve to be informed. Okay, that's that. Next, I have to show you. I'm very excited about this. I am working on more superwash wool, sad to say, but God, she's gorgeous. This is my best vest by James & Watts. That's what this is. Like I said, it's a very James & Watts whip situation. I love their patterns. I'm a mere mortal, I love their work, and I think I've knit their accessories before, but I've not really ventured into patterns. That's a lie. I've tested a pattern for them before. I don't know. This is my favorite yarn ever. It is by, I believe the dyer is Songbird Yarn and Fibers, and this is the Crested Pigeon colorway. I bought like 4 of these back in 2021. Yes. And I have been using them held double because I don't want to get rid of them. I love them so much. So I'm using this held double with my Super Glow Fibers advent calendar. So it's like a Maral situation. It's very bright. And it's just I'm just doing the stockinette up the body right now. I feel like this will be such a staple for me. I know that bright colors aren't for everybody. And I'm not trying to force them on you. Maybe a little. Maybe I'm trying to force a couple of bright colors on you. You'll survive. But I wish we wore more color. And so this is I'm forcing my lifestyle on you. My bright color lifestyle force. It's happening right now. Knitting, like marling, is so much fun because just like the color changing is just like such a good time. Especially when it's stuck in it. I think it really keeps me interested. Yeah, it's just so fun to see what will happen every time a new color gets added or taken away or changed. I really will. I really will just sit and stare at this forever. I'll get zoned out and just enjoy it. I've been working on this mostly on the couch. I'm gonna bring it to knit night tonight. It's knit night tonight, yay! Hang out with my friends there. Yeah, that's that. That's that. I have nothing else to say. It's not split or anything yet. You'll see more later. Or I guess we'll talk about it more later. Okay. It's the time we've all been waiting for. I know you're just sitting in your seat. You're sitting at the edge of your seat. You're like, B, where are the finished objects? I want to see the finished objects. We're here now. You made it. First finished object. This sweater. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. This is Origins bulky boucle yarn. I don't know what the colorway is. But I self-drafted this sweater. And you may remember me making a raglan with this yarn and some striping yarn that was deeply ugly. Deeply. It was heinous to look at. I'm sorry I showed that to you. This though, this is cute. This is a yoke, it's not a raglan. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. I do often find that bulky patterns, especially if you're not like rake thin, especially if you have boobs, they look kind of frumpy sometimes. I struggle to find them like ones that I really enjoy. And so I really enjoy making my own. And most of the bulky patterns I have knit have been my own design. And I'm really proud of this one because it has shaping, it has short rows, it fits me like a dream, or I guess it fits me exactly how I was hoping it would fit me. I ripped it out so many times. I ripped it out, I think 5 different times to get the fit that I wanted. But it's worth it because it fits beautifully now and it's really cozy and it's kind of a perfect, I call them campfire sweaters. Like kind of impractical to wear on a windy night, but if it's like a cool summer evening and you have to be cozy by a campfire, it's a good sweater to have. And also, I'm surprised how long it is. I'll stand up. Like, it hits my hips, which is really nice. And this was 3 skeins of bulky yarn. Use a size 15 needle. And you can see, look, the back is lower. Because guess what? Neck shaping, shoulder shaping. I'm a genius. And I feel like a fun little designer. I felt very good about myself to be able to... It feels really nice to be at the point with your craft where you can just do whatever the hell you want. And yeah, you might have to rip out and fix your mistakes, but you can do whatever the hell you want and it'll eventually work out. And that's pretty cool. And also, the boucle is very forgiving. I do love a boucle moment. I really do. So I felt very good about myself after finishing this. With the yarn the other yarn from this, I used up all of it in seat covers for my garden outside. They're already showing pretty intense signs of wear and tear. That's okay, that's what happens, it's summertime. Because they're metal seats, so you know in the morning it's like really chilly on your bum when you sit on a metal seat. So I have wool covers for my very chilly seats. Very, very grandma of me to have crocheted granny square covers, but I'm just living my grandma fantasy. What can I say? I was born to be granny. What you gonna do? Okay, next finished object was a test knit for Maral Mokri. Mokri? It is the Gold Dust Shacket. It is a shacket. It took a very long time to knit. It's an absolute unit. I have just, I think, no name, basically local mohair going on here. And, you know, boring fabric store buttons. And undyed chunky merino. This one's really cool though because it has pockets on the inside. And the pattern also has pockets here as well. It's like, this is it. Goes there. And the collar is folded down properly. Comme ça. Just like that, the collar. And the pocket goes there. I chose on through the boob pockets because I didn't want to draw attention to my boobs. And the inside pockets are really good. It's like the perfect, when you just want to put your hands in your pockets, that urge you get as a person. It's great that a knit garment has pockets. I made some mods. I definitely made the arm of the garment much bigger. I hit gauge, but I found the arms to be quite small, especially for like a jacket style where I'd assume you'd be wearing something underneath. I made mine bigger. I think if I was going to make it again, I'd make them even bigger. So my advice if you want to make one is to try it on often. And then also, I think I would sew down I'm going to sew down my collar so that it stays. I think no matter how hard you try, I have never come across a technique that really makes stockinette, even blocked, lay flat properly. I think it's impossible. Genuinely. I was really proud of myself though because I wanted to buy yarn for this project so badly, but I just used stash. And yeah, I had to do some, different colors and color blocking, and it's like I wouldn't really choose this pink to be so much, but I feel very proud of myself that I was industrious and I made this without buying anything, I did that. I sure did. Okay. Oh my god, I haven't even shown you. Okay, my hand spun. So, getting into it. I've been dyeing yarn a lot recently, so show you some colors I'm dyeing. Very me, but we'll talk more about that at a different time. I'm dyeing yarn. I have a brand name. Who's to say what's going to happen about that? But all of the yarn I'm dyeing looks like this. I'm feeling very excited, but I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. Don't say anything. It's a secret. Shh. Shush. The yarn I'm spinning, though, not a secret. What do we got here? I spun this, and I spun this. Okay, so this is from Shades of You, EWE. So the biggest tourist attraction where I'm from is called Peggy's Cove. It has, it's like the most photographed lighthouse in the whole wide world. And going up towards this fishing village, they have a shop called Hags on the Hill. It's like these older women, not old, but older, who have their own shop. And this woman does bats. And I would have shown this around Christmas time, saying I was going to felt it into my jacket. I had it saved to do that, and then I got into spinning, and it was just sitting there. And I had to do it. I had to do it. So I did it. God, isn't she pretty? Yes, the lighting is not perfect, but it's free. Lighting's free. Oh, beautiful. The next one, this is fiber. So this fiber, the white stuff is just local Cotswold. And then I don't know. This was a mixed fiber. So the white is local Cotswold, and then the colorful is BFL and silk. And the colors are from Emily C. Gillis. And so I spun that together. I was very proud of that as well. This is like an absolute unit. This is the biggest thing I've ever spun. I've only spun 4 things. So my spin, you can tell from order, I did, where's my other? What did I do first? I think I did this first, I'm pretty sure. I must have done something else. I can't find. Oh, yes, this one. Okay, so I spun this first, and you can tell how thick it is, how chunky, how weird and unusable it is. I'll probably end up, in 5 years' time when I get a drum carder, I'll probably end up reusing this, but this is the first thing I ever spun. It's cute. It's cute. It's very thick. And then I did this one. You can see it's a bit thinner and a bit more shapely. And then I did this one. You can tell it's thinner and certainly looks more like yarn, This one is a BFL silk as well from a random person, I'm pretty sure. Nothing wild. And then this one was the one after, and that looks a lot more like yarn. I dyed this roving. I'm very proud of this roving. I think she's gorgeous. But I think, I'm speaking a lot about Annabelle today, but they also said that this is a high twist spin. I didn't know that, but now you know and I know. So it's a high twist. Yeah, the lighting isn't great. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna tilt it back so you get that the sunroof light. There you go. So yeah, I've been spinning yarn, like no biggie, just super cool yarn spinning guy. It is addicting as hell. I cannot stop myself. It's all I can think about. It's all I want to do, and I'm getting better. So my most recent spin, I also dyed, and then I hand knit it, and I blocked it, and it's gorgeous. So this was my most recent spin. So I spun the yarn. You can tell it's way thinner. It doesn't get thicker than an Aran weight in any spot. So that's really good for me. And I dyed this yarn. So this is the Scout Neckerchief by Niklas Knits. Or at least that's their handle. I'll obviously put their name here. But this is my anniversary gift for Zoe. So I really wanted to spin the yarn and make it for her. It's so cute. She wears little neckties all the time, so she'll look great in this. But when I dyed it, she was like, those colors are so not you. Like, it's so not what you'd usually dye. It looks more like my colors. And I was like, oh yeah, it was a mistake. I really fucked up when I dyed this. I made a big mistake. I'm really sad about it. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you can still spin with it, right? And I'm like, yeah, I can still spin. I'm just really sad about the colors. And she's like, yeah, they are like way more me than you. I'm so sorry. We are the exact same size. We live in the same house. We do not share clothes. We have such different tastes when it comes to color and style and fit. So we don't share any clothes at all, which is really funny. But so I think I fear she may have caught on to what I was getting up to. But oh my god, I'm so proud of this. This is the first thing I've ever dyed, spun, plied, and knit. And I'm very happy with it. And I think it's a really special gift to give to the one I love for anniversary. So, ta-da! It's so cute. And I used up all the yarn. Like, I think I had maybe a gram left. Yeah, and it's a fun little pattern. Pattern's free. It's a good little, if you do it with like a linen or a cotton, it's much more springtime, much more summer. But I'm very happy with this. I'm very proud of my work. And I'm so excited to gift it to her. We're going on our little anniversary date, overnight stay next. Well, actually, this in like 4 days. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's everything. We made it this far. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless. I don't know what I'm saying. Have a nice day. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. Hope you got some work done. Okay. Mwah. Love you. Bye. 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 Love you. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.